Hey everybody, it is Dak here from the Ed Boys, and welcome to one full hour of Calvarion. This video is to show some Calvarion example kills. Since I already knocked out the full hour of Vedian with high tier gear, I'm going to be taking a bit of a weaker setup and fighting the weaker skeleton today. If you're looking for the full Vedian / Calvarion guide, that will be linked in the description, and also the one full hour of Vedian should be linked in the description. Enjoy the video, everybody. Alright, let's start out by checking the gear setup at the moment. I have a Helm of Nada's Knot, Mythical Cape, the Enchanted Salve, Abyssal Bludgeon, Monk's Robes, Barrow's Gloves, Climbing Boots, and a Berserker Ring imbued. If you had a Rada's Blessing for the Iron Man life, I would use any Rada's Blessing. I haven't done shit for Diaries, so no Blessing life. Overall, this means that I'm really not risking much. If I lose my Helm of Nada's Knot if I get smited, basically. Like, it's really not that big of a risk either way. Especially, I mean, if I use 0 supplies, decent cash, but for an Iron Man in general, not that bad of a risk. Let's go ahead and head out there. Honestly, the worst part of Calvarion at the moment, Calvarion, Spindle, and Artio, it's the fact that they are packed with bots, dude. Very hard to find a world. I mean, even if it was just regular players that were actively understanding how much money you can make here, it'd be reasonable for these things to be packed. But there has been a bot problem for quite some time. So for the first world, I am going to skip a little bit. All right, so in general, I won't skip every time that I have to hop worlds for this hour. Just once the hour gets started, we'll actually get it going. But for the very first world, at least skip around, try to find an actual open world. That was like 6, maybe 7 hops. It wasn't anything absurd. And the fight is halfway through is the unfortunate part. So as an Iron Man, this is a problem. As a main, this is not as much of a problem. Luckily, Calvarion's pretty weak in general, so this doesn't take too long. I will officially count the hours started because I'm going to go based off of Strength XP, which I'm actively trying to do this. There we go. Strength XP on the canvas. I already had sipped my super attack and not my super strength, and now I sipped super attack twice. You idiots! Something that I brought up during my hour of Vedian, I often keep my protect from melee on, like the whole fight. Oops, can't figure out which one to fight. You only take melee damage from these hounds. Vedian himself is not going to hit you with any melee hits, so like once that thing is KO'd, I could turn off my overhead. Really thought it was going to happen there. What is going on, mate? There we go. We are struggling to start. We are struggling. So technically, I can have that overhead off, and it's not that big of a deal to turn it off. But I often forget to turn the overhead back on when the hellhounds spawn. And I end up taking damage that I really shouldn't have taken because I'm an idiot, is kind of what I'm getting at. So in other words, I just kind of waste some prayer points often by keeping the overhead prayer on. That matters a little bit more in the Iron Man than it does in the main, so I will maybe try to pay more attention. See, I just took a 9 from running to the wrong spot because I was so locked into the fact that my prayer is off. I'm telling you, it's just I'm an idiot is the main problem. You're over here taking examples from an idiot. Maybe I should have waited longer into the video before I started calling myself an idiot. Maybe that would make more sense for gains. I do generally keep like some of my chats closed up while I'm doing the hour of video, but at the moment we have a second Ed Boy doing Calvarion, and I have to see if it was a dragon pickaxe. It was not. Oops. I'll get too distracted actually talking back. Shady and Blue, if you get to this point in this video, we're very early in this video. If you clicked on this video, what up, boys? I was talking to you at one point, and now I'm not. Alright, we're actually making progress now on kill number 1. It's not that big of a deal to show up to a Vedian or a Calvarion room and the fight is part of the way through as an Iron Man, even though it's annoying. Well, I guess with Vedian you could still get loot. Like, Iron Men can fight Vedian with other players and still get loot. Anyways, with Calvarion, if you show up and there was already some damage and you're not going to get the drop, with how packed the worlds are, I would say this for Spindle and Artio also, it's very worth just finishing that kill, and now at least you have a world and just get some KC. Because next thing you know, here's an actual drop. And it's the pickaxe. Finally! Finally, I got a pickaxe for our team. That's crazy. There's a bit of a pickaxe saga going on for our group Iron Man. Didn't really mean to pick up the big bones there, but whatever. Yeah, we need a dragon pickaxe. We haven't gotten one. We've gotten a lot of other things. If you watched my Hour of Solo video, you may notice that I can get dragon pickaxes, just not always here. Did I just hit a 46 for the max hit? Is very nice, like a non-spec max hit. I'm at a 42 max hit when I'm fighting the spider, which I've been doing a lot more spindle recently, but you don't get to use the salve amulet at spindle. Salve amulet's broken. 46 is very nice. As you can see, the bludgeon absolutely cranks. We only have one bludgeon on the team, and there is a second Edboy doing Calvarion right now. So, by the way, Zamihasta still cranks. And even, like, you can get out here with a Dragon Mace and get some Calvarion kills. Not going to be that bad. He's got 150 health, 2 separate phases. So, 300 health. That's 4 Hellhounds with 30 health apiece. That's 420 total damage to do. Funny, Jagex. Haha. Weed. Anyways. It's really, with a lot of low defense going around and being able to take 0 damage, it's a very easy boss to get some kills with low DPS. The challenges you get with that, though, these exist with other bosses, but it's a little bit more relevant here. Having a longer trip at Calvarion is very satisfying because you don't have to find an empty world, right? You don't have to come back and hop around a bunch. Outside of that, the more you're banking, the less kills you're getting. It takes, you know, time to bank while you're not fighting the boss. In general, it's better to have longer trips for the most part when it comes to kills per hour. So if you're just barely squeezing out kills, it can be kind of detrimental to your overall kills an hour. But if you like barely have the gear to fight this boss on like, even on a main, on a main, there's probably better places to get money if you're getting barely any kills here, but you could squeeze out some good money with only a few kills. But on an Iron Man, even if you were getting like 5 kills an hour because it was like super slow kills, you're banking all the time. Saw some PKers occasionally. In 5 kills, there tends to be at least 1 drop that's like really helpful for an Iron, often like 2 or 3. And the uniques are nice. The Dragon Pickaxe, that's the main thing I'm going to be talking about. I'm a little distracted on even talking mechanics at the moment. Like, here's an hour of examples of Vedian, not even talking about the fight. It's a very simple fight. You run around while you fight. A lot of my clicks are kind of blind. Like, once you start to get the feel of his attacks, how long it takes for another lightning to show up, and the fact that you have, like, a couple ticks to react to it, you don't have to actually watch where the lightning's going to be that much. You can just kind of make sure you click away. And then the ground pound, you got to be like on top of, but whatever. Send it. Send it, dude. I'm going to tank this one. So I don't slow myself down. Oh, I KO'd him in time that I didn't tank it. Oh. I'm going to bag those super restores. Eat one of these blighted anglers. If you are in combat still, like if you see your health bar over your head, you're still in combat. I guess I said it right the first time. When you eat a blighted anglerfish, you will not overheal. Oops, that was a bad click. You will not overheal if you're in combat with a blighted angler, by the way. So it's rarely like a problem, but it's worth noting. While that happened, I did take a shield bash, which if I'm gonna brag about myself a little bit, I tend to be pretty good at dodging the shield bash. I think I only get hit by 1 of them in my Hour of Solo, and now Hour of Calvarion. I already got hit by 1. It happened so quickly, though, I didn't really get to discuss what was going on. If you get hit by the shield bash, it does slow down your next attack. That makes it reasonable to eat after you get hit by the shield bash, but it's all the same attack delay, and you have an attack delay after you eat. Like, if you don't know, if you eat food and then you try to attack, Karambwan has 1 less of a tick of delay. If you had just attacked, that's also the case. If you haven't attacked anything in a long time, you eat a piece of food and you run in, that doesn't matter. But if you attack, like I just attacked, eat this angler, and I go to attack, I just stand there for a little bit, and now I attack. There's a slight delay added from eating. That's added on to, like, that shield bash delay. If you get hit by the shield and then you eat, it doesn't actually save time. It's just kind of a convenient time to heal, but it really doesn't matter that much. When it comes to, like, time saved, it's the exact same amount of time used for eating. Oops. GG's. Wow, I got it again. The rune pick. Okay, rune pickaxe is like a 1 in 10, maybe a 1 in 11 from the small bosses. The big ones, it might be the same rate, but you get 3 noted rune pickaxes at a time. That's in a solo. If it's a team setting, it splits, drops up based off of damage and whatnot. But anyways, it's pretty common to get a rune pick. That being said, I have gotten way more rune pickaxes than my KC would suggest on Calvarion and Spindle. Like, I'm way ahead on rune pickaxes. We can't get a fucking dragon pick to save our lives. Unless I'm on the main. I get a lot of dragon picks on the main. What the... It has all worked out pretty well, though. I'm telling you, the regular drops for an Iron Man are still pretty solid. We haven't got anything crazy yet because the 2 rune pickaxes are just like Alks. Though I will say the Alks plus the straight-up cash drops have added up just in general. If you're like a late-game Iron Man, there's a lot of things that make more cash than this. Corrupted Gauntlet, for instance. But in general, you will stack up on cash while trying to grind out a Dragon Pickaxe or Void Waker pieces from here. My goal for the Hour of Calvarion was just to show some examples kind of compared to Vedian, showing that you could also use weaker gear and get skeleton kills. But this is slowly turning into discussing why the wilderness skeletons are good for an Iron Man, which I guess is another good thing too. Between the 2 Hour of videos, there's examples for a main, examples for an iron, high gear, low gear. Like, it should give you as many examples as I can in a couple of uploads for them. The coolest part would be to get a dragon pickaxe in both of those uploads, because spoiler alert, I mean, I'm uploading the Vedian first, so the video should already be out, but if you haven't watched it, there may have been a dragon pickaxe during that video. I don't know about you. Yeah. Oops. Barely got it. I was going to run this way for that shield bash, but running south was the call, and I barely reacted. I mess that one up often. GG's. I was saying that I was good at the shield bash earlier, but if you get, like, the wrong corner set up, I often default, like, running east or west. But if I was just standing on the wrong part of that corner, it takes too long to get out of there in that direction. 22 uncut rubies. So I actually, GP-wise, I would say that the rubies are one of the worst drops you're going to get from either Vedian or Calvarion. It tends to add up pretty weakly in terms of how much money you make from each drop. If you get like 500 kills of each boss, and you look at your Rune Light, like, looting tab, the rubies tend to be pretty low on the list. That being said, back to the Iron Man note, at least. It's kind of nice. 22 rubies. Ruby bolts are a big thing, but also I'm rocking... I think I have a few spares already. I just F-keyed my way out of it already. I'm rocking... Oh, I'm not rocking the Strength Amulet. I forgot what boss I was fighting. I've been using the Strength Amulet at Spindle, which means each time I get PK'd while fighting Spindle, it costs me 1 ruby. So that's 22 PKs worth of rubies I just got from 1 Calvarion kill. That's a lot of PKs. Like, I have not been PK'd 22 times up to this point. I don't think, right? I mean, total in all of my wilderness boss gains, I've definitely been PK'd over 22 times, but it's like thousands of kills now. These bosses are very, very nice for GP gains, and they're very nice for Iron Man supply gains. That was the case before they added Void Waker. The Karasi pieces are crazy. If I get a Void Waker blade during this video, I might only upload like a 30-minute video if that's when it happens. I might give up. It'll still be worth. Void Waker is an extremely good weapon. We are a group Iron Man team of 5. So at one point, technically having 5 Void Wakers could be helpful. Like if we had 5-man necks going, I would want all of us to be just rocking Void Waker specs. Woo! I want to bank these. I want to just do it. It's not like huge money. Sanfus are not, like 6 Sanfus alone are not that hard to get, I guess, but we've gotten some other loot in general. It's not like an unreasonable time to bank. With how full worlds can be, I probably could risk it more. I was risking it a little more on the Vedian Hour. Alright, let's bank quick and see what's up. I just kind of saw the green highlight and thought, Sanfu Serums, green highlight, bank. I'm like, this is just the Calvarion Sanfus, are not a ton of them. That's a dope drop. Yo, getting 145k and one Calvarion drop, pretty dope. But I may not have had to bank and waste my time as much as I just did. Hopefully that's a decent learning experience for the both of us. I've said in many of my other Hour of videos with different bosses, one of the main things that I hope to show example-wise in these videos is like what to do when you make a mistake, not just here's how a perfect run looks. If you're trying to learn any boss, very rarely is just seeing a perfect run that helpful. If you're on the verge of having like a perfect run, you need just kind of like tips and tricks. Yeah, we lost the world already. I almost just put up my little world hider, but it doesn't matter if you guys see the world. It's just a YouTube video. We're not live right now. Anyways, I forgot what I was saying completely. I'm out. Calvarion drops. They're pretty solid, but I shouldn't have banked yet on this one. Sometimes you learn from a mistake like this, in other words. If you're just decently good at a boss already, it is really helpful to see somebody like kicking ass at the boss, and you're like, oh, this is what they do in these situations where I'm getting my ass kicked. If you know nothing about the boss, you watch like a perfect, just no damage, no lost DPS, like one of them world record kills real quick, and then you go in to fight the boss for the first time, it's not going to look anything like the kill you just had. So it's nice to have a mix of both, like a clean kill and like fucking things up. When it comes to wildy bosses, they're easy enough to kill that fucking things up sometimes it's just strategy. You gotta pay attention. The singles plus bosses are the ones that are infested though. Like this is not nearly a problem with Vedian. I just recorded my Vedian hour. Now there's a lot more PKers at Vedian I found, but this is the multi-combat bosses. This is not nearly as much of a problem right now. Finding a world is a bit of an issue, and that's almost another discussion video. I've been thinking about making the video, but I don't know if I really have that much more to add to the discussion than people have already said. I think most people are, in some way, shape, or form, aware of a botting problem, including Jagex. I think they're aware of a botting problem, and me just being like, wow, I wish the botting problem was fixed. Is that really going to fix the botting problem? If anything, it's just kind of like a grab for views for a discussion video, and I mean, every single YouTube video that every YouTuber ever uploads is supposed to be a grab for views, quote unquote. Of course, it's like halfway through. Rip, we're not getting this kill, but we found a world. Every time I upload, I want to get views. That's the fucking point, of course, but I would like to have purpose with the video too. I'd rather upload a guide or something than just be like, hey, everybody, have you noticed this problem that everybody has noticed? It's a problem, and just move on from that. So I don't really know if I want to make a discussion video about bots, why they're a problem, maybe what they could do about it. Like, I just don't think I would actually help the scenario that much. But I gotta say, bots are a problem in a lot of places, and the singles plus combat wildy bosses, the Calvarions, the Spindles, and the Artios of the world are suffering the most. It's not even just packed worlds. This got brought up vaguely in the Vedian video. I did an hour of Vedian, and I got a dragon pickaxe drop that I may or may not have gotten, is what I said earlier. But yeah, I got a dragon pickaxe. Dragon pickaxe, since the update, has slowly been dropping. I was aware that it wasn't... It was like 10 mil, right, when Tombs of Amaska came out and a bunch of people bought them. But even back down to like 6 mil, 5 mil. I was getting like 5 mil dragon pickaxes when I grinded out a lot of Venenatis kills. That was back in like 2020 that I got the Venenatis pet. So 5 mil for a dragon pickaxe was not unreasonable for a long time, and it's been a little bit since they've been 5 mil because they added these bosses. They also added the drop to like the Calphite Queen drop table. Excuse me. It's mostly the fact that these single plus bosses get botted to shit. There is just always worlds full of bots fighting these, and it's like a 1 in, I think it's 358 for a dragon pickaxe. So just in general, there is a bot, there is an account logged in that doesn't have a player actually playing the game, that receives a dragon pickaxe pretty consistently. I mean, how many members worlds are there? I don't know. A couple hundred, though. So, even if it was like to say that every single world was bots is probably pushing it, but like it's a lot of them. So even if there could be 100 bots fighting Vedian right now, that's physically possible. I might be pushing it, but there might be even more. There's a lot of them, okay? The worlds are fucking packed. Let's say there's 100 for easy maths. How many, I'm gonna say Calvarion also. Calvarion bots. The Vedian bots aren't as bad. They fight the single plus combat because it's way safer. A bot can, like, AHK to his fucking Royal Seed Pod when he sees a white dot so quickly. It's safe as fuck. Anyways, Calvarion bots, 100 of them at a time. How many kills an hour are you getting at Calvarion? Max kills are like 50. If you're insane, you never see PKers. That's not happening. 30, more reasonable if they're decent level. Let's give them even less, because when they see a PKer, even if it's not a PKer, they teleport immediately. Maybe your bot was coded poorly because you're an idiot. You got bare minimum stats first. Your bot's getting 20 kills an hour at Calvarion, which we might get 20 kills in this hour if I have to hop for worlds that often. That would be 2,000 Calvarion kills an hour from bots. 20 kills for 100 bots. That's like, what, 6 pickaxes from the drop rate? 6 dragon pickaxes being added to the game an hour? Without, like, any being removed? Of course the price is dropping. Like, that's... It's a bot epidemic, dude. I gotta check to see if there's a drop. Nope. There kind of was. I think it says something about the Ron R drop. I can't respond to Blue right now. I'll get distracted with talking to the chat. I gotta kind of focus on these hounds and this boss. I don't know if focusing is helping. The more I focus on the dragon pickaxe drop, the worse luck we've had. I either didn't get it on the group Iron Man so far, or I got it immediately on the main. Like the exact opposite of what I'm looking for, okay? It's the beauty of bossing in general, the RNG. A boss that has decent amount of uniques, there's a lot of drops you can get hype about. Maybe not so hype if it's not the one you wanted to see, but there's actually like a moment of something happening compared to like woodcutting and fishing and shit in general. The only hype moment is like when you get a pet, which could be really cool if you really love pets. I love pets. Getting a scaling pet's dope. Only one time is that cool, and it's extremely rare. Like, on average, every like few hundred hours it happens. I like getting a little roll of the dice every couple of minutes, rather, right? But wildy bosses, ironically, are a bit more hype because of PKers, too. Especially if you happen to escape them. It sucks when you lose your stuff, but if you're not risking that much, it really doesn't matter. One of the main things that I would like to hammer in for wildy PVMers. If you don't risk that much money, it's not that big of a deal to get PK'd. All it is a waste of time, which is annoying still. Oh my god, with the rune pickaxes, dude. Oops. Got that double-click life. Anybody who's been watching stream as of recent knows about the double-click epidemic. Dak, buy a new mouse. It goes further than this. It's a long story. The problem will be solved soon. Lag tends to make me double click or dead click. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I've gotten 4 rune pickaxes in 8 kills. 4 rune picks in 8 kills. It's like a 1 in 10. Even if it was like a 1 in 8, that's ridiculous. That's not what I wanted, but it's probably what I should have expected. So I attacked a little early after the hounds are dead there. You'll notice once you kill both hellhounds, the attack after they're actually dead, Vedian will say like, my hounds, you'll pay for that, or do I have to do everything myself? I think of the 2 different phrases. If you don't actually wait for him to say that, you can definitely attack while he's still invincible. Not as big of a deal with the bludgeon. It's definitely a worse thing if you're wasting Revenant Ether. In general, the little things, like being able to give yourself an extra attack every kill, slowly adds up. You get more kills per hour if you make a big deal out of the little things and you really nail it, but it's not that big of a deal. This boss you can be super lazy about. Like me, I've been using Protect from melee the entire time, even if I don't need to. Like, you can still be lazy. It's not like you have to be perfect about it. But like, we're waiting for the next Boom. My hounds will make you pay for that. If I had attacked right away after I KO'd that hound, before he had got a chance to say that, like, he was still invincible until he said that. GG's. Nerd. Oh, 12k cash. Pretty crazy. So Spindle drops 14k cash. So there's a few differences between some of the bosses, like a few minute differences for certain herbs and secondaries they drop, amounts of stuff that they drop. I mean, Vedian is definitely the easiest one. The Voidwaker pieces very much reflect which boss is easier. The Voidwaker Blade, which is dropped by Vedian / Calvarion, is the cheapest. Voidwaker Gem, dropped by Venenatus and Spindle. Right in the middle, while the hilt is the most expensive, the Callisto Artio one. Though Artio's botted to shit, and it's not like it's that hard. So there's not a huge gap between Gem and hilt right now. It's like 20 mil. I want to say it's maybe 25. 89 mil for the hilt. Oops, I'm trying to dodge attack, so I check it too. 64 for the gem and 30 for the blade, I think is what I'm looking at. I'm gonna go look it up on RuneLight Life when I get a chance. It is impossible to type during this boss, though. It's kind of funny because you have to click on every attack that he uses, or else take a little bit of damage at least. Sometimes a lot, if you happen to be in the wrong spot. It's like impossible to type during this boss, though. It's an understandable thing, just on a gaming stance. Like, if you can actively type to other people while you're doing a boss, like, must not be much of a boss, quote unquote, but most bosses have some small moment of like, okay, you just DPS and you just sit there for a little bit and wait for your character to attack, but this guy. GG's Voidwaker Blade. Let's look him up while I remember. There's a palm tree seed, by the way. Wow, the Voidwaker hilt was 89 mil like a day or two ago, and it's back up to 99. While the gem is at 55 and was in the 60s. In fact, my Spindle guide that is mostly done and will come out like a day after this video. In the script of that video, I say the Voidwaker gem is 64 mil. If it's off by 9 mil by the time I go release it, I'm just going to re-voice record that section. They're very fickle, though. So Voidwaker Blade right now is 28 mil. Oh, Genie. I usually complain about random events in the wildy, but Genie, let's go. Voidwaker Blade, 28 mil. It got down to like 26. I have a Vedian guide that should be linked in the description, and while I was scripting that Vedian guide, it was around 26 mil, because I remember originally scripting how, like, it used to be more expensive, it might be on the way down, but it's still a lot of money, even if it continues to drop in price. And by the time I finished editing that video a couple days later, it was back up to, like, 35. Voidwaker Hilt, the one from Callisto, was, like, 89 mil the other day. It's 99 right now. Like, these prices, they fluctuate. They're mostly gonna slowly go down, though, because of bots at the moment. Even if just only actual players were fighting the boss, it's fair to say that the price would slowly go down. There's never being like a Voidwaker removed from the game. I don't think it's on the GE tax list. And even if you get PK'd for your Voidwaker, that PKer just goes and sells it in the GE. It's not like it was actually removed from the game. So the supply is continuing to rise while the demand will always slowly go down if people are buying their Voidwaker and they now don't need one. Even if you just lost your Voidwaker and you go buy another, the one that you just lost was then put on the GE. Like, the supply went up just as much. Like, the price goes down. But, that being said, the Voidwaker, the full Voidwaker, was like 210 mil for a while. And went from 210 to 170 in like a 24-hour period of time. And that was, I want to say 6 weeks ago that happened, maybe. And it's 186 mil right now, so it's staying pretty consistent. But sometimes it does drop pretty heavily. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a problem. My headphones are starting to die. They take a while to actually die once they start to warn me that they're dying. It's not like I'll be out of headphones or that it actually matters to the video. But until I plug them in every, like, 15 seconds, I'm going to hear the headphone dying sound that they give, which is like, anybody who plays Pokemon, when a Pokemon's about to evolve, the beginning of the evolution, it goes like, doo-doo-doo-doo. And then it like, bum, 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 bum. That's my singing voice. But that little like, doo-doo-doo-doo. My headphones, every 15 seconds for the next like 10 minutes, are going to go, doo-doo-doo-doo. And I'm going to lose my fucking mind and blame all of my viewers for it. I know my charger's nearby. I'm just actively fighting this boss while I talk about it. Nice. We got some potion life. I don't think I'm risking too much. Yeah, I'm willing to lose all that in general. I'd rather not, but also... Oh, I haven't eyeballed my charger yet. I will soon. I'm working on it. It's been hard enough to find a world that I am only going to bank on drops that are, like, super important, or once I have accumulated enough that I'm like, alright, that's a lot of loot to make up for. Even, like gold ore, easy to get elsewhere, even though 200 at a time is nice. Like a palm tree seed and get elsewhere. More like uniques or the very expensive stuff here. Like, he drops the Ronars. Big Ronar drop him out, okay? Void Waker piece him out. Honestly, Dragon 2-hand, I'll probably stay. Oh, PK'd. No, he's trying to get me to leave. Leave or die. Leave or die or run like a pussy. Are you going to list off all 3 physically possible options and act like that's a big deal? Alright, I bank. At least you talked so that I now get a chance to look you up, you idiot. Yeah, monkey. That's definitely... Okay, excuse me. I was about to say, that's definitely somebody's main who's clearing the world out for his alt. That just straight up could be an account. Like, he could be clearing it out for that account to fight. But, don't be that guy. Kraken Bite, don't be that guy, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, if there's anything I can teach you from this hour of Vedian, don't be that person. Because nobody likes that person. He is a waste of space for himself and me. Like, what are you fucking doing? Alright, let's get back to the Ferox Enclave. I was talking about potentially banking before, but you want to try to keep the world as long as you can, so I was keeping the loot on me. Oh, I just saw my headphone charger. I'm over here. We haven't used webcam on Hour of videos very often. Hey, everybody, it's Dak here from the Ed Boys. I'm telling you, I've been looking for this. I found it. Now I can hang myself for being such a pussy and running. So, leave or die or run like a pussy. I wanted to try to explain this while I was in the room, but I needed to focus on whether or not he was fighting me. I just want to say that of the 3 options he gave me, leave and run like a pussy are the same. Okay, so, and now that we got that out of the way... That guy also, he said it so quickly coming into the room. That guy types that message before he goes into the room when he sees somebody in there. And then says that. He's like, oh, I fucking got it. Bruh. GG's, go find another empty world. Be better than that guy. Like I said, though, the singles plus bosses are packed and a half right now. I'm not gonna lie, if there were to be any progress made on bots, which there's a post recently, Mod Ash had said something recently about, like, apparently there's a bit of a bot nuke coming, but either way, if there are someday or even less bots here, I might even re-upload the Hour of Calvarion, Spindle, and Artio that I'll be working on because they are that packed right now. And it's a different story when there's not as many people out here. And it's mostly bots is the thing. Like, Bandos, General Grerador is absolutely packed. Now you can do a solo instance with, like, combat achievements and whatnot, but still, absolutely packed. I wouldn't say that there's 0 bots there is not where I'm going with this, but in general, it is a pretty popular boss. Like, I would argue for the most part there are a lot of players there, okay? It's still frustrating to find a world, but not as big of a deal. Like, it's definitely way worse when it's just somebody's fucking bot. I have way less of a problem with hopping. Actually, very little problem at all with hopping worlds And if that world is full because somebody else is trying to enjoy the game and they're in that world already and they're fighting that boss, whatever. That's fine. There's no problem with me. It's the bots filling up all the worlds and then assholes like that other guy having to decide to crash, which is part of survival of the fittest. You know, if I brought anti-PKing gear, that guy just scolded and I could have just fucked him up real quick. I don't bring my anti-PK gear. I started to on my main when I was doing the singles plus combat bosses, started bringing anti-PK gear just to fuck with people. But once I realized my group Iron Man was set up to get decent kills at these bosses, I was like, I gotta do it so I can get the dragon pickaxe that doesn't exist. Deaths, 120 death runes. I'm lost. I'm absolutely lost. Sees one PKer, suddenly lost. He wasn't even really a PKer now, was he? Ironically, thanks to having a bank a couple of times, decent loot, and that guy showing up, and then having to hop a lot of worlds, plus my DPS is a little lower. I'm about to compare this hour to my Hour of Vedion. I did my Hour of Vedion on my main, so I was using the Ursine Chainmace. As much as Vedion is higher level than Calvarion, the Ursine Chainmace is disgusting. So I think in general, just killing him so fucking fast really helped. But I'm just on pace to get, like, slightly less kills at Calvarion with my group Iron Man in an hour than I did on the main. I was on pace for setting, like, a PB on the main. I was getting a lot of kills and then eventually saw a couple of PKers late. But I think that's mostly a statement towards the full worlds, I gotta say. Some of the worst part. If anything, at the moment, I think this is a good time to, mostly for myself, but maybe also teach a lesson to focus on what you can control. It's easy to get upset with the fact that the worlds are full, but that's not something that I actually have anything to fucking do with. So to sit here and continue to talk about it is actually a waste of time. And I've been saying for a while how PKing people at these bosses is a waste of time, but now I'm also wasting my time by complaining about bots. Like, not actually worth your time to complain about it. You just gotta deal with it like everybody else does and still get your kills when you can. Potentially fight other bosses if that is necessary. And at the moment, it was way easier to find an open Vedion world. I have like 31 Vedion KC on this account, so I know this account can KO Vedion with this setup. Vedion with the bludgeon's not that bad at all. But there's a lot more PKers there too. There was a good spread of PKers. Pretty much any total level world or no total level at all, I could find PKers, or they found me rather. It really depends on the hour though, man. It really depends. We're approaching the end of what I would consider prime time for wilderness activities. Anywhere from like 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. my time is what I would generally consider prime time based off the many hours I spent out here, but it is kind of random. And it is 3:40 a.m. my time. You can see on my report button, I think this is local time for Jagex headquarters. So if you're, I think it's UTC is the time zone. If you're UTC, then 6 hours ahead. So like, I found, no, 5 hours rather. I don't know. Yeah, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. UTC. I might have the time zone wrong too. I might just keep saying the wrong thing. But 7 to 10 a.m. like Cambridge time. Those hours in general, I have found to be less packed with PKers. It doesn't change with bots, though. There's always bots out here. It's insane. That being said, I recorded my Hour of Vedion earlier during those primetime hours and still saw a few PKers. Now, what really needs to happen, what we can control about PKers, excuse me, is that you guys that are doing the PVM life, you gotta continue to risk jack shit. First and foremost, if you're not risking very much money, Then for you, it doesn't fucking matter when you get PK'd, right? You just didn't lose much money. GG Easty. For the PKers too, I'd like to think if they just never got any money ever, which most of the time they're not getting a lot of money, but then occasionally one of you guys risks too much and they get like 10 mil. They're like, see, this is why we do it. Maybe we get rid of them. That's part of the ecosystem out here. In general, the fact that there's risk, the fact that PKers can show up is part of the balance. If there was zero risk and you could just bring max gear out here and have very, very lengthy trips because you never had to risk anything, you didn't have to bank your loot, you could bring maximum like supply, like maximum kills per hour or kills per trip supplies and whatnot. There's a lot of upgrades you can make that would make the kills per hour on these bosses way too consistent, about like a high number, and the prices would drop even more. A dragon pickaxe would be the dragon axe price. Dude, that's a pretty weak drop though. Pretty much a full super combat in 12k. Let's go, dude. 365 KC Calvarion. Killing him one day. Every day for a year. One day. I'm going to say once a day. I'm lost, man. I'm out of here. We are, well, we're only like 2/3 of the way through. We got time. We got a chance for the dragon pickaxe. I have extremely low hope for it, though, is the problem. I need to be more confident. I need to do what I did in the Vedian video and just talk it into existence suddenly. Here's the thing. I'm really looking to not get a dragon pickaxe right now because I need a dragon pickaxe on stream is what I'm looking for. Here's the strategy, boys. I'm going for it. I don't want to see a dragon pickaxe on this kill specifically. I know that I will get a dragon pickaxe if I keep grinding, but I've been kind of worried about getting a dragon pickaxe during this video, so I've been hesitating to record the video. And now I'm just going for it. We'll see, but I'm just hoping not to see that dragon pickaxe, man. The timing couldn't be any worse. I put a lot of time into getting, oops, I'm getting shield bash is what I'm putting time into. I put a lot of time into getting wilderness kills on stream to then finally get the prize off stream. It just doesn't quite add up now, does it? Hound's coming in hot. It really wouldn't get much worse than that. Dragon Two-Hand might be worse than that. Shit, I just spoke the other one into existence. My bad. Oh, I fucked it up. Uh-oh. I had it. I had it going. I messed up. Oh, God. GG's one-hit range. And did it work? Not even close. Blood runes coming in hot. 180 bloods, not that bad, though. Basically, for those who haven't seen the Hour of Vedian video, I may or may not have been talking about how I don't need a dragon pickaxe on the main, and then got one on the main. So I was thinking if I talked about, hey, I don't want to see a dragon pickaxe off stream real quick on the Grip Iron Man, maybe I would have gotten one, but we're cursed. We're absolutely cursed. So the unique, oops. Oh, I got teleblock too, rip. I was really slow on that one. GG's. I had a PK escape on the main earlier. Maybe we get out of here. But this is really free for him. Damn, dude, you're high level for this to be what you spend your time on. Damn. Damn, dude. I may have had it. I may have had it there. I'm gonna go back into the cave. I'm gonna try to do the same juke that I just did. Ah, rip. It's over. It's over. We have sacrifice. I don't know what was in there. I don't remember. See if I get to that ladder, maybe. Just about done with snare life. He's really using only magic. Oh my god, dude. He's caught every one of those. GG's. There we go. He's using range hit. Yeah, you have some range. My guy, you're not smiting me for my Nezzy. Look at all that effort for a couple 100K. If anything, once I realize I'm probably dead, the best thing to do is, like, let them kill you, because that's 99% just a waste of time. Like, my guy. I've made more money than you just made, and I'm, like, using bare minimum gear and actually fighting the boss. You gotta actually fight the boss. You're gonna do a lot better. You're gonna make more cash. Hustle bus back out there is the best way to actually get drops, though. I'm looking for the old D-pick, the old dick pick. What? System update in 42 minutes, dude. Thank God I'm not like 10 minutes into this hour up. I guess it's not that big of a deal if I was only 10 minutes in. That guy in there? Nah. That guy is 18-15 total level, so a little bit lower than some of the PKers I saw in the Vedian video, but I'm lower combat level than on my main, so I wouldn't be able to hide from that guy in total level worlds. I don't know where this ranging potion came from. Let's get back out there. I don't have a looting bag now, but I usually just go for... I don't... I didn't put on my gear yet. I'm hustling everything but the gear. Hold up. Idiot. Do these things. Do these things real quick. Okay. Take 2. Go ahead and hibbity hop. I was in the non-total. Oh, no. Let's check at 1250 again real quick. Here we go. Not that many kills to go. Getting actually PK'd for the first time. We had that one guy who just wanted the world, and then that guy actually going for the PK. About 40 minutes in is not too bad for how packed it has been earlier tonight. There's a decent amount of PKers at the Calvarion, the Callisto, not the Callisto. The singles plus combats is decent PKers because of the boss, but I tend to find more PKers in some of the multi-combat. What's still left over here? Oh. I thought I lost more stuffs. I'm willing to waste 3 carom 1s to grab these back. No, not check. Take the things. We're wasting time. Do we? It's activity inside, though. Yeah, it's going to be the problem. The continued problem. Is you have to find another world, and these singles plus combats are packed. Dude, they're really packed. So I'm sitting at 17 Calvarion kills. I am actually getting Calvarion kills at the pace that I was getting Vedians in the Hour of Vedian video. Which is not great. It's mostly from hopping. Again, I have lower DPS right now than I do on the main. Even though I was doing Vedian on the main, I could catch up with that and just do a lot of damage overall. But like, having to hop around and find a world doesn't help with pace of kill. We good to go, though. Potentially, this could be last trip. I just hit up to a 48 while fully potted. That's very nice. Looting bag. Very quick to get one back. Usually is. It's pretty common in here. I'm rocking 47k XP an hour at 36k. We got like 12 minutes to go. Whoa. Get hit much, dude? We could still see 5 or 6 more kills pretty easy, which could be the dragon pickaxe. Just do it! Yeah, I'm getting shield stomped. I have a habit of running east on that one, even though I kind of stand on the south side of him and should just take a couple steps south. I'm an idiot. I'm foolish. GG's. I attacked a little early there. There we go. Whoops. I'm gonna tank this. Ah! Only the 7. Okay. Wonder why only one of them canceled. Uncut rubies. Not bad, not bad. I don't remember exactly what was in my looting bag during the last trip that I had lost there. I feel like some cash, some potions. Honestly, it takes a lot of kills worth of just the regular drops to really be that upset that I lost them. Because risking the kill and getting more kills per hour, just being able to stay in the room longer rather than banking all the time and having to find another world, is going to be faster to get the dragon pick. Oh my god, I almost said the room pick, and now we're getting another room pick, aren't we? Oh god, it's going to happen. Cursed. Cursed. GG's. Step under, please. Did a 1 with my bludgeon spec. Let's go. Bludgeon spec does more damage the more prayer points that you're missing. Like Darox, but instead of health, it's with prayer points. Which makes it better to not heal up your prayer points much during the fight if you're using the bludgeon and that's like your only spec weapon that you have on you. I still have a habit of, like, if I'm missing enough prayer points that I could sip a restore, I just tend to do it. GG's. What do you got for me, dude? Magic logs. Ladies and gentlemen, we did it. 368 KC. Hey, at least we got a 69 coming in hot. This might be the one. This is an opportunity. Hopefully. We're going to need a really expensive drop because few kills per hour overall for a regular Calvarion hour. I think for the video I said like 15 to 45 KC or something. We're going to be in like the 20 to 25 range, so bottom 50% of that, which I guess is reasonable for not having max DPS. Saw some PKers had to hop. The actual kills are going fine, so that's still adding up all right. Oh god. But the GPs, not that much, because the only good drop we've gotten really was the magic logs. Or not the magic logs, what I just got. I'm an idiot. Senfu serums. I guess that was, it's like 200k. It was only like a third of what we've made. Not even, it was like 140k. We've had a decent add up, I guess. Trying to complain about it, and it's still not even that bad. And the items that I lost that I have to go buy back aren't that expensive. I just pick up some monk's robes. I didn't actually lose the mythical cape. Climbing boots are unbelievably cheap. Kept my Nezzy. Easy, dude. Blighted cannon wands and some dark fishing bait. There it is. Okay. Occasionally, when I get the rubies, I mention how the rubies are probably the worst drop that isn't a unique. Dark fishing bait, dude. Come on, bro. Having a stack of dark fishing bait is kind of nice because fishing dark crabs can be pretty valuable, but, like, I'm not out here for dark fishing bait, dude. That's not why I'm fighting Calvarion, you know? Oops. That's why we go for another kill. We try again. A couple K XP per kill. We might be at 3 more kills total. $46 to $45. Solid. Struggling with the hounds here, my guy. Sheesh. Luckily that canceled. That was pretty... Oh, no, it didn't look... I didn't take damage, 12k, but it does say the shield bash staggers you, slowing your next attack. All that delay is happening while he's not spawned, so I guess it doesn't matter, but interestingly enough, I still got hit by it. 12k cash, a little bit weak. We try again. Very nice. Don't attack Calvarion, you idiots! Clicking blindly, you know what's up. That doesn't shield bash, so right now I canceled it that time. You can see in the chat we didn't get told that I was slowed down that time. Try another spec. Not quite. I don't have the spec energy. Never mind. Try it now. Low prayer points. What do you got? Yeets. 37. Weak. Weak. GG's. Quick kill. Ancient Staff coming in hot. This is a drop that Vedian can't drop. Calvarion has the Ancient Staff, but Vedian doesn't. I don't know why. That's like a 60k alc, even on the Iron. Well, in general, if you don't have an Ancient Staff on the Iron, could be helpful, but a 60k alc is not that bad. I mean, the 12k cash from the last drop, that's like 5 of those in one. That's a pretty solid increase. 45k XP gain at almost 50k an hour. 50k an hour is actually a pretty good hour XP-wise. I've been doing a lot of Spindle lately, and I'm doing more like 35k XP an hour at Spindle. Spindle worlds are pretty packed. You also don't have the Salve Amulet to work with, so my DPS definitely lower at Spindle. Spindle drains a lot more prayer. Requires like some more stamina and stuff. They're not as lengthy of a trip. It's less kills per hour out there. Getting 50k XP an hour on an Iron Man while bossing and getting like legitimate supplies, even on a main, like getting good XP while making money is pretty nice. Not that 50k XP is crazy. Like Nightmare Zone, I'm pushing 90k plus. If I bring like my max melee setup on this account, just go Nightmare Zone AFK. It's not like this is actually an insane training method, but it's still viable XP. Like doing a few hours of this, trying to grind out some KC for drops, a few 100k XP. Helps out for actually leveling up some more strength life. I'm gonna tank this one. I got plenty of food. Sanfu! Okay. Well, I said this during the Vedian video. I've kind of mentioned it up on this one. I'm English. I'm lost. I would suggest banking potentially. That's not like huge, but it's not that bad to bank. 286k is actually not insane. It's reasonable to risk this much. As an Iron, those Sanfus are very convenient, and it would be nice if I didn't lose them, but I am very aware that by staying here, I can lose them, and I'm willing to lose them if I do, just to squeeze out more kills in this trip. Like, just be aware of that. Like, at all times, if you're aware of what your risk is and you're willing to be risking that stuff, it's really not that big of a deal to get PK'd. It's easy to talk shit and then come back to the fight, as opposed to if you got PK'd and you lost a lot of money, now you're not going to be motivated to fight anymore. So in other words, I'm willing to lose those 6 Sanfus at the moment. I banked pretty early on them before lost a world. Took a while to get a world back. We're almost at the full hour. Like, I'm trying to make this my last trip in general. You got to give me that Dragon Pickaxe if you want me to bank. Or the Voidwaker Hilt. I'd risk a Skull of Vedian right now. We got 4 of them. They're really cheap, too. Risking a Skull of Vedian is nothing on the main, but it's a little more of a thing on like the Iron Man to be like, if I needed it. Not that it's a big deal. I don't plan on getting Thamron Scepter in general. I don't even know if I said it right, Thamron Scepter, but even if I did, it's not a massive weapon, the Scepter. What am I doing? Scorpia. Wines of Zamorak, kind of nice. 48k gained at 50k an hour, 2k XP. It might be like 1.5 kills left. We might push 2 more total. Pretty weak loot for an hour of Calvarion overall. Definitely on the lower side of things. Kind of. For not getting unique, it's actually fairly normal. The average loot per hour with Calvarion, if you just go based off the average loot per kill that includes uniques, if you're not getting the Voidwaker Blade, then your hours tend to have fairly low loot. Not like that bad. You can make a few mil an hour without getting a Void Waker blade from just Calvarion. But to keep up a few mil an hour, like, on average, pretty much just requires getting the Void Waker blade. And then everything else on top of that really adds up well, too, though. You were pretty quick on this one? GG's. One more. Unless I have to bank because of something crazy. Boop. Super restores. Ironically, that was a good time to not get anything insane. 50k XP gained at 51.1k an hour. We'll get one more kill and call. That's 25 KC working on the 26th. So I got slightly more. I think my Vedian hour ended at 24 KC. I was on pace for like a little bit more than that. Saw some PKers late. So my Vedian hour, I still did a little less, which you should do less Vedians an hour than Calvarion. But again, not the same setup. I'm max combat on my main. I was using an Ursine Chainmace and whatnot. So even though Vedian has more health, like, it's still going to be pretty fast kills there with the Ursine Chainmace. Ursine Chainmace is broken. It's fucking disgusting, dude. It's so good. Last kill for the trip. Last kill for the full hour. Do it for the Vine. At least unique would make it more interesting. I got the unique during the Vedian hour, so I don't have a lot of hope, but I have hope. Hopium. Kind of struggling right now. Final set of hounds. Well, I already thought it, and that's going to jinx it. That's what I said about the Dragon Pickaxe, and it happened in Vedian. Once you think about it, you already jinxed it. What if PKers show up before I even get this kill done? Hustle, dude! Send it in! Now I'm nervous. What if PKers show up? Please! Send me home! Final drop is Chaos Runes. 220 Chaos Runes. Pretty normal. Didn't even quite hit the 1 mil loot, though. So definitely below average. Now, the thing about average loot on a boss that has an expensive unique. The reason that's the average loot is, like, when you finally get a Void Waker blade after so many hours, like, that was a few 100k an hour amongst all your other hours. Like, if you don't get those uniques, you generally hit the below average number. Putting the screenshot on the screen right now, hopefully, of the loot from 26 Calvarion kills coming in hot. Not too bad. I got PK'd once. I got attacked 2 separate times. But one guy was just kind of being a douche, and the other guy, I mean, I guess still kind of being a douche. Whatever. Part of it. Sometimes you get PK'd, sometimes you don't. We still got a decent amount of kills. Unfortunately, no uniques. But 26 kills an hour. Like, if I spent a full night at Calvarion, I'm getting well over 100 kills in the night. That's a pretty solid grind on the Iron Man life. I am happy with that. Hopefully, you guys got a decent look at some example kills for Calvarion life. If you're looking for Vedian example kills or just a full, like, guide instead of example kills, the actual breakdown of, like, what gear to bring, the mechanics and whatnot, you want the actual guide life, those are all linked in the description. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe for more content. I do stream on Twitch, so if you like this kind of live style content where I'm just playing for hours in a row, you might like the Twitch side of things. Be sure to follow me there. That should be linked on the screen and in the description. I'm also on Twitter, and I have a Discord. Those are linked in the description. That's about it. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Best of luck on your Vedian grind. Or, oh, I said Vedian instead of Calvarion. Ruined the video right at the end. Got to re-record. Peace.